A manhunt underway this morning in Clarksville. Police tell us a man was found shot at a home on 9th Street just before 8 last night. He was taken to the hospital, but we're told his injuries are not life-threatening. We're told there were two shooters, both dressed in black. If you have any information, call Crime Stoppers 931-645-TIPS. And another man's recovering after a shooting in South Nashville. It happened just before 12:30 this morning on Apache Trail. The man told officers that he was shot in the arm while in the parking lot of his apartment complex. However, police say the story doesn't add up because witnesses say the gunshot sounded like it came from inside the unit. The man is expected to be okay, but as soon as we find out more, we'll pass it along.
We now know the name of the man shot by a deputy over in East Tennessee. Investigators say it happened when the Sevier County deputy was trying to take Brandon Bearden into custody. Bearden tried to drive off. Instead, he crashed into the deputy's car, and while then running away, he pulled a gun, we're told, and was quickly shot by the deputy. Bearden was taken to the hospital. His condition unknown. The TBI is now investigating that police shooting. Right now, the search is on and intensifying for a suspected rapist up in Hendersonville. News Channel 5's Kimberly Davis is live for us up in Hendersonville right now with more on the investigation. Kimberly?
Steve, good morning. Police are telling us they're not even sure where Danny Dunn might be this morning, but they're pretty sure he is not in Hendersonville. They spent much of the night searching for Mr. Dunn, and so far their efforts have been unsuccessful. Let's take a look at this photo police want you to see this morning. This is 32-year-old Danny Dunn of Hendersonville. He is wanted for rape and aggravated assault. This all stems from an incident that happened Wednesday night around 7:30. Police evacuated 7 homes. They're telling us when they searched the home Dunn was staying in, they found a lot of evidence, including several handguns. Back here live, police are telling us that the SWAT team was also involved in this search because this search warrant was considered high risk. If you have any information that could help find Dunn this morning, give police a call at 615-822-1111. We are live in Hendersonville. Kimberly Davis, News Channel 5.
Thank you, Kimberly. Disturbing allegations land a former youth leader and a coach behind bars this morning. Daryl Fisher is charged with rape of a child and aggravated sexual battery. A 17-year-old boy claims Fisher had been molesting him since he was 12. Fisher is a former assistant Boy Scout leader and a lacrosse coach, so Metro detectives are now looking into whether there are more victims. Parents of any boys who've been coached or mentored by Fisher are urged to call them at 615-862-7540.
Right now, the search is on for a missing toddler in Chester County. 2-year-old Noah Chamberlain was last seen yesterday afternoon walking into the woods behind his house on Short Road in Penson, which is a small little spot in the road between Henderson and Jackson. Over as you head west. He was wearing a gray shirt and blue jeans. If you've seen him, call 1-800-TBI-FIND immediately.
A church congregation in Goodlettsville may have to find another place to worship after a fire burned through their church yesterday. News Channel 5 photojournalist Angie Doan shows us how neighbors just leapt into action when they saw the smoke and flames pouring from the Living Word Church.
All right, here we go. Ready? Up. Good. We were doing a point class. I was up, smile. Yes, good. The Dancers Academy. Yes, good.
It was just a trickle of flames and a little smoke.
We were in the middle of a class.
I was in dance class and my mom came into the studio. And
one of the moms came in and she just said that it was a big puff of black smoke.
And I called 911 and I let them know that there was a fully engulfed fire taking place around the 300 block of 2 Mile Pike in Goodlettsville. If you look in that window, it's still going. It's a shame because every Sunday the parking lot's filled with people going to church and
Living Word Church. And for this to happen is just a tragedy.
It's heartbreaking to know that the people that have gone to worship every Sunday now will not have a place to go and worship. Just imagining hymns and Bibles that must have been inside.
Prayers for this community and for the church family.
Fortunately, though, no one was seriously hurt in that blaze, and an investigation continues this morning into exactly what started that fire.
A live look at Bridgestone Arena this morning, where the Predators are hosting this year's All-Star Hockey game. And we've learned that country legend and huge Preds fan Vince Gill will be singing the American national anthem. Also performing during the event, Lee Brice, Jennifer Nettles, and, of course, the wonderful little music duo of Lennon and Maisie Stella, who are from Canada. The All-Star game and events will run January 30th and 31st.
Well, the Tennessee Titans have a new general manager this morning. Late last night, the team confirmed they have agreed to terms with Tampa Bay Buccaneers Director of Football Operations, John Robinson. The 38-year-old is a native of Union City, Tennessee. And the search for the team's next head coach continues this morning. Matthew Torres outside Nissan Stadium for us. Matthew, there are some interviews we understand today.
We started the interview process, at least the Titans did yesterday afternoon, and they will continue later today. So now that we have the new general manager, of course, the first order of business is to hire the head coach well before the drafts this April. Now, yesterday, the Titans interviewed former Bills coach and Jaguars assistant head coach Doug Marrone. The focus will shift today on Lions defense coordinator Terrell Austin and the current interim head coach Mike Mularkey, who a lot of people have been talking about and even guessing that he may get this job. He has more than 20 years coaching experience with a record of 18-39 as a head coach. In November, he took over as interim coach after the Titans fired Ken Wisenhunt after he spent less than 2 seasons as the head coach. Mularkey finished last season with a record of 2-7. Certainly a slight boost, but for many fans, obviously, it just wasn't satisfying enough or really good enough, even for the management, who ended up having to part ways with the general manager, the former one, less than 2 weeks ago. So we'll just have to wait and see what develops from this. Hopefully, we'll see maybe by this week as far as this, who may be the new head coach. For now, we're reporting live at Nissan Stadium. I'm Matthew Torres, News Channel 5.
All right, Matthew, thank you. We appreciate the update.